Hello, bonjour, ça va? How are we today? It is Tuesday, January the 7th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the beautiful frozen shores of Lake Huron. I wasn't going to come on today onto this particular channel. I did finish a video for my other new channel on YouTube called Messages from Spirit Light. But there's so much consternation, apparently, out there in regards to Trudeau's big announcement yesterday on January the 6th about him resigning. So there's just a flurry of comments, activities. People seem to be freaking out a little bit. Everybody has a different thought sequence, opinion. So Spirit Light wanted me to come on. My Spirit Light team, in other words, my energy teams, wanted me to come on and speak about this, which, I don't talk politics. I don't like anything to do with politics. It is of zero interest to me. But when I'm guided to do so, I shall. No matter what happens in your physical realm, 3D, whatever you want to call it, it does not affect, at this point, the master plan of the higher light beings who are in charge of the higher sequences of thought in our higher atmospheres. In other words, the beings who are in charge, the source code energy light beings, these beings of light run the particulars of your universes. They set, it's like I'm hearing it like a gold standard of light. They set intentions for entire galaxies of thought. They set the individual cycles of awareness and unawareness. We are coming out of this last cycle of not being aware, and we have transitioned now into our awareness cycle. Some of you like to call it the ascension path, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. We are in a transmission of thought from a lower to a higher way of being. So things will happen to facilitate that outcome. It's an outcome of higher thought. It's a thought wave. It's a progenitor creative momentum maneuver. There are beings of light, very high, sequential thought beings of light who steer and guide the direction of your higher insight. So this is how we learn what's going on in the higher light. So my transmission codes go into a higher stream of light to function there. It makes me very aware of what's going on there, in that particular part of the brain, or the part of I'm hearing it in the hemisphere of the brain in regards to higher light transmissions of thought. So certain wavelengths come in to me, I hear them, I rest and digest them, and most of the time in the last number of years I keep it to myself. Haven't had any real push to talk about these particular things. But I guess now is the time. So we're speaking about this more because this is a transitional time. We're moving out of that old way of being and into our prime directive timeline, which is a higher line of time. It's the divine line. It's the divinity line. You've heard us talk about this for years now. 2020 was a transitional code of light here. And we moved you into, I'm hearing it as like the left side of the brain. the left hemisphere. There was a lot of fear and disdain there to be removed by the right-hand side of the brain, which is the intuitive side. We moved you out of your pride. And I always hear it as, and we let it slide. So in other words, it was a coming out of ego time, lower self. And it is it's now a transitional time into the higher self. So we drop the ego, there's a humbling process that goes on, and we transition you into a higher brainwave of thought. It's technical. Okay? It's very techie talk time. We try to keep it simple as much as we can. And even then, I know, it's not well understood. But this is a transitional time wave thought continuum place, time and space place. And we're converting the old energy from the old race into the higher space. So we're transitioning the genetics here. This is what we're talking about. We're changing the time frame of the genetics. It's a genetic time wave into future divine lines of time. And there are several. So when we come from our higher mind, we come from our divine line of time. That's as simple as we can get it here. So it doesn't matter what's going on in matter in your materialistic world. It's a done deal. We've said this for years. You're starting to actually see it, though. It's starting to show up in physicality. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's already done. We have a higher power running the show. All right. We are participating as participants in the show. We came here knowing this. We kind of, sort of, forget as we come along in our genetics. And then there are times like now when we have to resuscitate those old memories. It's interesting. I'm watching this series of shows on Prime Video. It's called Upload. And there's no coincidence when I'm guided to watch a particular show, and this is very telling in regards to our consciousness. It's all about consciousness and how when people cross over, this is in the future, way, way, way in the future, and in the future they've figured out how to save the person's consciousness before they pass over, and they put it kind of like in a VR program so the person can keep living and living. I mean, they don't have a body anymore. They get rid of the body, but their consciousness survives. And it's kind of like living in a dreamland state. However, they can still communicate with their loved ones who are still in physicality. I think it's just a physical representation of what we already know and what we already do. We don't need the VR goggles to make it happen or to make it true, is what I'm hearing to say to you. Okay. So all of this technology that we're learning about, it's going to help us to understand ourselves better. But just realize that there is nothing to be afraid of. The plan's already gone out for future systems of light. We're working in conjunction with that. It's already planned. It's already a done deal. It's just now been filtering down into 3D for us to see it. So it's a reality. There is nothing to fear. Okay? We never die. Okay? We never die. We transform our energy codes. into superior forms of light. That's all. That's all there is to it. If you're not in one energetic code of light, you're in another. All right? So bottom line, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to fear. All right? We've got this. These are my energetic beings of light, the central sun beings of light, the ones who rule the universe in this quadrant of light. They've already got this. They're getting the source code energy fields of light being downloaded through them into us, into the angelic realm and into us. That's how it works. It's a transition over time. It's a time wave, a thought wave, a genetic wave. And we're being upgraded. Bottom line, our genetics, our DNA, it's being upgraded. All of us. Some of us will wake up further down the road. Others already been there, done that, like we like to say. But whether one political leader of yours rules or not, it is of no consequence. Because in the superior plan of source, we're rising up. We're coming back into our state of awareness. Nothing, nobody can stop this. It's a done deal. Realize that. Absorb that frequency of light internally and understand this is where we find the command. So we're hearing the command from Spirit Light to go out and prosper. Field the higher light within us, within every cell, every genetic code within our body, and expand that conscious awareness to your higher light. Source code energy fields of light. That's what turns on your higher light. So we are the geneticists of our own higher light. All right. Not hearing anything else. I guess that's it. That's our message for today from the higher light beings. It's quiet now. Okay, so I'm going to upload this on the Rumble channel. And if you wish to make an appointment with us, you can go to the website www.healingourenergy.ca and book your appointment today. All right, blessings, everyone. Take care of yourselves and others, and we shall speak again. Bye for now.